Skyline Radio.
Lion says, I am king and I reign. Lion says, I am king in this range. No more king must be in this backyard. Lion says, I am king and I reign. Elephant says, I am king cause I'm strong. Giraffe says, I am king cause my neck is long. There's no doubt that they are all wrong. Still, a lion says, I am king cause I'm double strong. I'm king of kings.
Welcome to the World Internet Radio, www.skylineradio.org.uk with the Godfather Show. Keep it real every Sunday with live interviews online or on Zoom with special guests and reviews with good music from around the globe. 11 a.m. till 2 p.m. GMT. So keep it locked. Skyline Radio to the world.
I am king and I reign.
SkylineRadio.org.uk. Good afternoon. We're going live straight into the interview. Archie, you there?
Yep.
Good afternoon to you both right now. Of course, we got Archie D live inside the studio, and also as well we got DJ Teacher from Birmingham. Let's start off with DJ Teacher. Good afternoon to you, sir. Tell us a little bit about yourself, sir.
Yeah, all right. Well, I've been around the music fraternity almost from growing up, being the greatest icon in my life. From sound, engineer, band, right across the spectrum, basically.
Mm-hmm.
My brother did have sound from I was young. I think that's where the inspiration come from.
Okay.
Thunder City from Aston.
Okay.
And basically from the first time I encountered with sound, it just kind of take me over, you know. From I go to school, colleges and stuff, the music just run everything. The only masters me have is master tape and tune.
Okay. So let me jump over to Archie D now, Wolverhampton's #1 finest. Archie, tell us a little bit about yourself.
Well, just like DJ Teacher said, I've been in this thing for a very long time, and from I've basically known myself, been playing 10-inch records, what my dad used to buy.
Okay.
And down to 7-inch. Well, we used to play records on 78, because when you used to have a player, you had 78, 33 and a third, and 45. And that's where it was. It was right across the Georgia, because Jamaican music wasn't as prevalent as it was now. It was everything: pop music, soul music, everything like that. So
okay,
we just go like that.
Okay. So let me ask the question to the two of you: Do the both of you know each other?
No.
No, not from a long time, but in the late recent years. We link up.
So,
right. Okay.
So Teacher, do you remember a sound called Solar System back in the days?
What's it called? Four System?
Solo System. Solo.
No, but there's so much sounds used to be around.
Okay, this is a sound from Wolverhampton. This is where Archie D himself is from. So anyway, guys, listen up. On the 25th of June, there's a special dance going on regarding the Windrush experience. As you know, it's also Windrush month as well, which is on the 22nd of June. You two will be involved in entertaining the general public in that event. And, of course, there are a number of things that people need to know about what they thought of the Windrush during the early days of the time when they came to this country. Now, as a DJ, I wanted to ask you the questions based on, what was it like when you first saw your first vinyl and what you thought of it? Let me ask that to Archie.
My first vinyl. Well, when I got aware of what pleasure vinyls brought everybody, I wouldn't say. I mean, I was only a child, but I did realize that it was a good thing. You know, it wasn't so. I remember some of my friends. You know, they used to use their dad's vinyls as frisbees. You know the frisbees.
Yeah.
You know, and then they'd get a terrible beating after that because them would cost like 2 and 6 and whatever. You know, you go broke up something like that. But myself and some of my friends who recognize that this is not the thing to do with those things. They bring a lot of pleasure. Did you realize that also at the same time it brought a lot of comfort to your parents because it was their records, their style of music at the time? Yeah, well, music is a great level, and music is a thing that brings everybody together. The first point of music, especially in our community, the first point of joy in our community is music. Really known all over the world for music. You know, when you do something wrong and your mother beat you, but when music click, you don't feel no pain. Okay, let me ask the same questions too as well. And teacher, what was it like for you when you first saw your first vinyl? What was the vibes like for you as a young person?
Well, my brother, having a sound, that kind of means the music there around me, even dub plate and certain tune them from an early age, we handle them thing there. First part was when my old man used to have, you have the fun tune where nobody can go. And you have the gram there, and when your friends would come in, would play a domino and get around, and you have a little quartz glass, and the man drink them drink. Yes. Now, when they're playing the music, I used to watch them playing the music. I watch them put the labels on and take them off, and then I take over as a DJ. So I put on the tune and I play a certain tune them, and I learn to center the record with your finger without the middles from early. And you watch the joy and pleasure it bring. And me notice that every time the yellow tune go on, or banana label or blue beat play, them go wild. So me go, this tune here. So when I play the tune, them, my old man friend, them used to to one another and say, hey, in body no. And then me must play all that tune now. My mother would have come in and cuss my old man and say, oh, you make him play the dirty tune there. Take it off. So I must laugh and I say, oh, so certain tunes.
So at that time you didn't realize what type of tunes were tunes. You just thought music was just music at the time.
Yeah. So when you play them now, like your early man, them like Toots, Jimmy Cliff, because when music first come through now, it never lick the radical root stage like the early mid-70s. Mm-hmm. It's like ska and reggae, Desmond Decker, Jimmy Cliff, them man, they are set it, Yeah. And so it says all about my baby and my darling and experiencing Jamaica, having fun, joy music, having fun. Yes. So I just know that it was a great healer and a pleasure thing to play music. You put it on, and even the praise I get as a DJ, I played. At the time, you never see yourself as a DJ. You just play the tunes.
So you want me asking, what year did you start off then? Because you sound like you started pretty early.
From me about, say, 3-4 year old. They play music song come up to that age. Because my brother, them have all the 18-inch them and everything around me. And I play from the gram, come right up. And literally, when I got through, there's a lot of noise in the background. When I went to early school, right through the whole of my schooling was music in my head. Mm-hmm. Okay. And all I could think about was the counts, the jukes, and the sirs and the lads, and all the sound man, them near man. Okay. My head full of music.
So I did just mention about the history of your music. What kind of artists did you like at the time, and who was the most inspiration for you when you was playing those songs? That goes out to Archie. Right. Let's give it to Archie first.
Yeah, cool.
Could you repeat that?
Yeah, what type of artist can you remember that you liked and loved when you were playing music?
Well, teacher just said some of them, the Jimmy Cliffs of this world, the Desmond Deckers. I mean, it was a great thing to see, like Desmond Decker on the TV rather. As a Jamaican, doing things, playing music. there was lots of
Well, before the Jimmy Cliff and them brothers, what's happened to Erling Wilson and also Ray Charles and Duke Ellington? Did you any of you guys play any of those tunes at home?
Well, I mentioned that little, like the Little Evers of this world, the Chuck Berry, the Stevie Wonders, and all these artists, the Four Tops, Temptations, all these things.
Yeah.
Right. I think you see with black music now, it's a tree that grow and evolve. Yeah. And if you run the events of time, when you go back to a certain time, certain other things wasn't around until certain artists and certain music come along and open the gates.
Yeah.
Right?
Yeah.
So, with the music now, I don't have a favorite artist that we can say him one, because it's a tree. You know? Like, all right, a lot of roots music that we love in the 70s. Around in the late 60s, the music was different. You had ska, and even early Bob Marley music, them was come through ska period and build up and come to what we have today. So the whole thing is like a journey, like a tree, you know.
Well, what you got to remember is that different people had different styles of music in their homes when they're growing up, when they were young. And I can hear what you're saying, because for myself, my father wasn't a person to go out and buy. Please.
I'm quiet here, sir. You're so quiet.
Okay. Right. So obviously, different people had different style of music in their house in the 60s when they were growing up. Some were fortunate to buy the songs that you just mentioned. Cubit and the Ken Boots were there in the early 70s.
That's right.
But I can remember the Eddington and the Ray Charles and those tunes and the Jim Reeves tracks were played in my house. For me to hear the other songs like Dandy Livingston and Susan Beware of the Devil and them tunes,
the devil.
I had to go to my auntie's house to hear those tunes. You know, so they were different level. Can you? Is it possible to go into a different room, please?
Archie.
Please.
Yeah, Archie. Are your side, in Archie? You're so quiet. Yeah, it's not my side.
Archie.
Well, what can you hear?
I can hear noise in the background.
People talking.
Hold on a minute.
Okay, no problem. So while Archie's doing that right now, teacher.
Yeah.
In Birmingham, you're quite known for your music and stuff. What kind of music do you play, actually?
I play a variety, you know. Not just even just old foundation. I'm right up to date.
Okay.
Right up to date. I play soul, R&B, everything. Anything that plays the soul, that's where I'm at. Because when we play a dance now, I don't just play it for myself. I look at what the dance require and deal with that. So I'm missing myself, like when you play, you know, it's almost like you serve food. Then you're gonna serve what people have. If you have just sauce or rice, man can't live on bread alone, you know.
Well,
I love roots music. Roots music is my favorite music.
Okay. So growing up as a young person, you attach yourself to the root side of the music, but you're an overall DJ.
Yeah, because to me, when I look at music, if a man sings certain old Beatles and certain tunes, music is like a photo album. It reminds you of where you was at in your life.
That's true.
Yeah, when a music plays, you can remember short shows and suck finger. You don't have no choice. Or school, wherever you was at, it reminds you like a photograph. So, I love all the genres of music, and I treasure the roots music too, because that's very important. You know.
Okay.
And you look at it, it's a tree. It's a tree. And like I said, the music I play now, it based off that I'm emotional about my roots music and my foundation and my history and my roots. Come right up. And then also, we can see that it's an evolving thing as well, because for it to survive, it has to evolve. A lot of things like the Tighten Up volumes, Island labels, Trojan, the Tighten Up label volumes.
Yeah.
All those things come out of people doing something new. But at that time.
Well, as you mentioned, Tighten Up albums. In the early days of the Tighten Up albums, you never really saw any particular artists on the albums. It was always some pictures of some gangster or some women somewhere along the line.
Some women, yeah, right.
Yeah, it's like the producers or the people behind the scenes for reggae at the time was just trying to think just to sort of make money without the artists being told what the profit they were making, because they were paid at the time, there and then, for the song they made, and that was it, and move on. What I want to ask the two of you, what I want to ask the two of you is that during the time of the early days, did you ever had any conversation around the windrush or any of the ships that came into the country which brought our ancestors to England?
I think right, them times, you know, when you hit on certain points, you know, right, it's like I think a lot of elders didn't want to talk about their experiences. You see parents today and parents then is two different things. These youth them now, them open, them can have access to the knowledge, they can have a discussion. There's a lot of noise in the background, you know. You could have a discussion. Now, when me ask my parents them what year them come here and things, them will sit and them will talk to me and tell me them come by ship. And they don't really elaborate. You have to ask them and open them up and make them talk about certain things. My old man, he was a biker, rider, bike hunting, you know, and go, you know. And he, unless you ask him, he ain't sharing that with you. And I would tell any parent now, always talk to you to make them enjoy the experience and know where you're coming from and your journey. It's important to know your history.
Teacher, I'm losing you a little bit right now. Can you come a bit more closer to the phone?
Yeah.
You talk about your father was a bike man.
Yeah, my father used to ride a motorbike and thing, and
okay.
They don't share the experience unless you ask them.
Mm-hmm. Yeah.
So when I say is that today, with the youth them now, you have to show them and make them enjoy the experience and see where you're coming from. It's important.
Yeah.
It's important.
Archie, would you say the same thing?
Make.
Yeah, Archie, would you say the same thing that teachers have said as well? Would be the same?
Yeah, he made some very good points there about my dad on the bike as well. In fact, my dad used to take me to school on a bike.
What?
my dad used to push me to school on a bike, and then one day he just said to me, "I'm not going to come for you no more. So you're going to make it all the way home."
So you used to drop you off and bring you back as well?
Yeah, we used to. Yes.
Okay.
Well, in a way, because you know, like back in the day, people used to have people where. Like now, I suppose, where unofficially people used to leave their children with people.
Yeah. That was a common thing back in them days because of work.
Yeah, back in the day. Yeah, because of work or whatever. But I remember my dad bringing me to school on the bike. You know, about shared experiences. I never heard of windrush until lately. To be honest, I never heard about it. I did not know about the history of Windrush. And as for certain things, yes, my mum and my dad's still alive now. My dad does discuss certain things that
you never knew before.
Experiences. Some of the times, you know, it's just that you have to get it out of them. My mum used to tell me a lot of things as well. You know, so I never heard of Windrush, and yes, I did hear about various experiences in England. Yeah, and obviously, I'm old enough to have lived certain experiences as well. Yeah.
So you said the same thing as well, teacher as well. Same thing Archie said as well.
Yep, exactly. Archie just put it in a nice nutshell there. So yeah.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, man. So, and it's nice to be able to have DJs who play out to the general public, to give their knowledge to the public on the other side of the coin, just to show the capability of their knowledge and why they're in the position where they are. You two, I think, basically play the same kind of music, but even though, teacher, I haven't seen you yet, and I'm sure for a fact people will be happy to see you on the 25th of June at the Heritage Centre. Mm-hmm. Have you been there before?
Yeah.
Okay.
I haven't been there before, you know.
Oh, you haven't been there before. It's a nice place. Mm-hmm. And the occasion is all based on mental health within the community. Now, you're from Birmingham and Archie's from Wolverhampton, and obviously there are issues on both sides of the borders in terms of mental health. The dance itself is meant to be awareness of mental health, not because of those who are not coming to the dance, but it's just within the community. There are various organizations that plays a big part within the community to help people with issues regarding mental health, and that's what the event's about. And I just want to say to the two of you that, you know, in terms of history, we can go so far back with history and talk about things, but a lot of the stuff that you two have just discussed, one of the main things that we had to do as well was go to church. We can't forget that.
Oh, yeah.
Because our parents came from Jamaica and we had to go to church.
Oh, yes, it was mandatory,
Yeah.
Yeah.
Well, I was go through a rough time with the church, man.
Yeah. And that time is...
But you know what? But it wasn't all negative, because my parents had great morals and principles, and them never get everything bang on, or but certain things like your basic manners and certain things.
Well,
100%.
Yeah, but that is the word that you just used a while ago, principle. We who were brought up in the 60s upwards had to learn principle of manners and respect.
Yes, man. Oh gosh.
And this is where a lot of things have been falling down on the waistline, where the youngsters of today don't know that total manners and respect. Their respect is different from what... Go ahead.
It carries through the world.
Yeah, it does.
It carries through the world. If you have manners and you go out there, anything you look, you stand a better chance of finding it if you have some manners and principles about how you live and what you do.
Yeah, and that's what church did for many of us. Archie, what would you say about that?
Church, I had to be fair, I had a great experience at church. As I said, there's some things that seems like growing up through the Roots era, that I found out that didn't coincide in what I learned at church. But
We understand that.
the basis of it was formed in church. I used to enjoy going to church up until I got to an age where
I think we all got to a stage where we kind of just dropped off one by one. I
never liked church. Church used to mash up my regular.
I enjoy church.
I wonder if it's the same church that me and you went to, Archie.
Our church was formed in our old school where you and myself went, which was
the church there was there. Oh, a bit more
Red Cross Street.
Red Cross Street.
Then Waterloo Road, then Gloucester Street.
Yeah, that's right. Yeah.
I never liked church, man. Church used to spoil up my Barry Curtis reggae radio show up on Sunday.
Yeah. But the reggae on a Sunday,
yeah, man.
You had yours in Birmingham, didn't you?
Yes, man. What you mean? Well, we come from families 9 away in the family, and all the way regimentally have to run through the church,
So what time did he come on in the afternoon for Birmingham?
2 o'clock.
2 o'clock, and in our town,
Sunday.
Right. Yes, and in Wolverhampton, Archie, I'm sure was it something like 8 o'clock or 7 o'clock in Wolverhampton? Barry Curtis.
4.
Barry Curtis. Regular. Yeah.
On Sunday.
Curtis in the afternoon.
Was it afternoon? I thought it was in the evening time.
Yes, man.
No. It was Barry Curtis and Toby Stan, something like that.
That's right, Toby Stan. That's right, yeah.
Okay.
So, me know. When the church service done, me are the quickest man I walk, the fastest to come home to come through in.
Okay. And that's where we grew up to hear those music and those songs that we didn't have any other form of radio transmission at the time to listen to songs, so it was great.
Well, I'll tell you another thing that I noticed too. Back in the days when you had selectors, when you never had no other form of music, so when a selector plays something, you have to take what you get, right? And we watch over the years some early radio stations like PCR and a lot of pirate radio station evolve. And they're at a stage now where internet music are given free. There's music everywhere now for nothing. So the music, the source of the music now, and how much music is around, and the legalization of all the music programs and CD writers, etc. It's just too much around now. It's almost like it overload. The music don't value nothing.
Yeah. And I know that the two of you have got X amount of music in your possessions where to you it's valuable, but to some people, as you just said a while ago, teacher, is there any real value to our music?
To our music, yeah, because it's everything start there. So, and so and I tell you something. Back them time when you talk about production and that, you did have some man them where you have to be good and somebody have to believe in your music. Yeah. Right. Now anybody can make tunes now.
Yeah, that's true. It's all based on the internet
Very,
as well.
very,
Yeah.
That's a very good point. Very, very good point.
Mm-hmm.
And I tell you something else as well. As far as music's concerned, now, sometimes, like especially like sound system back in the day, you used to have to go to hear a certain authentic sound and a way of playing with a song. Everybody play the same. No. There's no
distinction
from anything, and that was the joy of playing sound system and music. But everybody now, more or less, has got the same kind of sound.
You know what I loved about sound as well? As a young boy, me wasn't ordinary. When me go dance now, up to today, me still have a photographic memory. I can hear a music, I remember it years later, right? Now, when I went on boat trips and I listened to all sound, them like Leisure and the Counts and the Sirs and the Jukes, them, cause all of them have these names and what them have. They used to pride in their sound and varnish them, box them, and have the lights them and things. And you could stand up and watch them sound for hours of playing, right?
That's right.
And certain music, you could only hear it from that sound. Now, today, all of the sound them have black box like PA. Me call them pole dance sound them. A lot of them have these pole them active thing where them. A lot of them have the same equipment.
Well, there's no activity. There's no form of what's the word called? Imagination of using their own imagination to create something of their own.
Well, you see, back in the day, everything that you heard in the hall was created by the man that owned the sound. Every wire, every tweeter, every resistor.
Yeah.
Remember, you had the amps build of them like Legs Giant, Desmond, Fred, Ronnie, and all them man. They would build up the fire. Them man, they's all on a component level. They could build something, strip it down. Now it's a throwaway society. You buy something, it brought down, dash it away. And everything fit together like a jigsaw.
Well, you know something, lads. I'm not going to say guys. I'm going to say gentlemen. Listen up. It's been a great conversation, and I know for a fact that people outside of this radio world right now are listening to the two of you talk about the experiences, and it's nice to hear the two of you bounce off each other. And I would like to go further in the field of today's society of sound system and talk about the great sounds of Quaker City, Sir Christopher Coxon, and all the London sounds in a second interview, if that was possible, between the two of you, because I'm hearing knowledge from the two of you. All right? And today was based on the fact it's all about the Windrush experience for the 25th of June. It's coming very soon. So I want to rearrange that with the two of you. That's okay with the two of you. Talk about the experiences of sound system more in details. But lads, I want to say thank you very much for your time. I'm going to cut you short here right now because I've got another interview in a short while. Thank you for your time. Anything you want to say? Anything you want to say before you go, teacher?
No, I'll see you all there on the 25th, and come out and come and enjoy yourself.
Okay, Archie D, yourself.
Well, don't forget that what this is about. It's about raising funds for mental health, right? And we've got a prevalent problem in our community, and we have to give thanks to the people who've taken their time out, because sometimes, well, a lot of the times it's voluntary, and we do need the funding, and we need experienced people and professional people to take part in this. So respect to these people, the ACCIs of this world, and the One Love Men's Group who are putting on this event. Respect to Viv, always. With all due respects, everybody all around the place and all around the world. Love. Our DJ teacher.
Respect yes, man.
To you.
Manners. Yes, man.
Yeah,
respect.
Man,
Respect.
Great narrative. You can surely do your thing. So we hope to meet on the 25th and make it a great night. So don't forget, people, support the cars.
Yeah, man. All right.
And avoid the rush and don't get close.
Well, I like to have the two of you on that after the event. We can talk about sound system and the history from the time and different sounds as well. So I know the knowledge is going to be great. So yeah, on the 25th of June.
Look after yourselves and respect to you.
Yeah, man.
And the listeners.
All right,
yeah,
man.
All right.
Manners, yeah? Respect.
All right. All right.
All right.
tell you, skylineradio.org.uk live inside for the first time ever on the platform on the Keep It Real show. Let's talk Windrush. You heard the sounds of DJ Teacher from out of Birmingham. And our very own Archie D from out of Wolverhampton's finest number one. That's the first time we've done that for a long time. First time with Sound System Brothers right now. Of course, if you heard some details in the background or whatever, it's the first time for everything. It got better as the interview got on. I gotta say much respect to the two brothers right now. Enough respect every time. I tell you. A little later on, we're gonna go to Italy. Shouting out to Jaja Vibes and the Vibes magazine. I tell you, stand by for that.
Greetings, this is Jeje out of Jeje Vibes magazine from Italy, and I want to say a big shout out to the Godfather himself, The Voice. Keep it real on skylineradio.org.uk. One love and more life. Jeje say love, vibes, and blessings.
Yeah, I tell you, that was good. That was really good. Once again, shagging out to Teacher. Pick up yourself, sir. Archie D. Yo. It's nice when two people can bounce off each other and share the information and knowledge. I tell you. And those two brothers were the first ones to start off the new project. We call it Let's Talk. In the next couple of weeks or so, we'll be talking to many other people inside the sound system fraternity and outside as well. The new platform called Let's Talk. Let's Talk. Wolverhampton, let's talk. We're going to play something from Elston Raglan in the same style, I tell you.
Paper, 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 forward ever, backward never.